My boyfriend's brother is uncomfortable living with us because we're not married yet.
He's clutching his pearls right now.
Yeah, you're living in sin? Oh, forsooth. My boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years and lived together for 1 year. We are not religious at all, and neither is his father. His mom goes to church every now and then, but she isn't strict on it. His parents are super sweet and accepting of everyone. And by the way, this comes from user This Is Kind of Funny. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So we decided to move in with his parents so we can save money and finally finish school. Nick, my boyfriend's brother, calls him and tells him how much he loves us both and is happy that we're together. However, Nick and his wife, Amy, are uncomfortable with us living together at his parents' house because we aren't married. They even sat down with his parents and explained to them how they're going to be hosting dinner at their place from now on. The kids won't be able to spend the night or have dinner here anymore. They'll come over for lunch every now and then, though, and the reality is that they hardly ever invite my boyfriend's parents over. His mom told me she's only been to their house 6 times in the past 15 years. It really hurts his parents. They love the kids and they feel like they're being punished for this. The kids know that we live together, so I'm guessing that Nick and Amy just don't want them to witness it or show that they're okay with us living together. His parents have done so much for them, and to hear their own son say these words is so shocking. I feel awful for his parents. My boyfriend's mom just lost her mother weeks ago, and now they drop this on her. I just don't know. It feels effed up. We're all pretty hurt from this, and to be honest, I always felt uncomfortable around them, but tried my best to get to know them still. Now I'm going to feel even more awkward. I was raised to respect everyone and all religious views, but this is leaving a bad taste in my mouth for sure. I even feel like I want to avoid them, but this is my boyfriend's brother. We are all going to have to see each other again eventually. I just feel like we are never ever going to see eye to eye on anything because we are completely different people. I usually avoid people like this, so it sucks that I have to suck it up and just forget about it and act normal. Have you guys been in this situation? How did you guys deal with it? What are your thoughts? Anything will help. Boyfriend is 27 male. There is an update. Angie, do you have any thoughts?
Maybe, like, is it the kind of thing where the brother, like, doesn't stay with them until they are married? Like, can he just kind of be annoying for a while until they eventually get married?
No, oftentimes the solution is like, all right, you just got to live your life. And his mom not seeing the grandkids is not on you. It's on them.
You're, like, not even involved in that situation.
So, it's been about 6 months living with my boyfriend's parents, and it's been amazing.
Okay.
I just feel so blessed to have them in my life. Before I get into the actual update with Nick and Amy, my boyfriend's brother and his wife, I want to be honest and explain the situation with my boyfriend and I. That way you guys will have a better idea of why we're living with his parents. We never finished college. I've been working ever since I was 16 years old. I was doing really well with my so-called career working at a bank, but it was stressful and I hated it. It was not my passion at all. Every single day, I was dreading that 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. schedule. It was soul-crushing and draining. I was living with my boyfriend, paying rent, and going to school part-time. My boyfriend worked with his dad's landscaping company and went to school as well. To be honest, it was just too hard. Finally, I quit my job and decided to go back to school full-time. His parents agreed that as long as we focus on school, they're willing to take care of everything. My boyfriend is now at university majoring in computer engineering, and I'm transferring in the spring for my psychology degree, then going for my teaching credentials. So this looks like it's going to be a few years before we even get the chance to move out and be independent again. We are very, very blessed that we have the chance to finish school and not worry about bills. We are so effing lucky. Well, thank God, at least OP knows.
Yeah.
We read a lot of stories where people don't seem to understand
Right.
how lucky or sometimes unlucky they are. OP knows exactly where they're at.
Yeah, that's good.
I know that there's no way I can ever pay his parents back for this, but I know that I will try my best to make them proud and support them. So here's a little background about Amy and Nick, so you can also understand them better too. Apparently, they weren't always like this. According to my boyfriend, Nick was a very fun, goofy older brother. He was more laid back and carefree, and Amy has always been more uptight and a little clingy. Rumors I heard from the family. Anyways, Amy changed Nick's life around for the better when they first started dating. She got him to finish school and even got him a job through her brother-in-law. So yeah, she has made a huge impact on his life. Amy is super sweet and nice in person, but there are some things that I keep hearing about her. Like, she got upset last year, which I didn't know about it at the time, that my boyfriend, his other brother James, and I put up the Christmas tree without her kids. I remember them coming late that day and we left ornaments for the kids to put on the tree. I honestly did not know she was upset. As a kid, I only cared about the ornaments. I remember that.
Yeah. Would you be hurt if you were these kids that got left out?
As long as there were still ornaments to put on the tree, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
She had a small wedding in a different country with just the immediate family. Somehow, after returning home, she left her wedding photo album at my boyfriend's mom's house. We'll call her Julie. Amy was super upset with Julie because she let Nick's aunts and cousins see the wedding pictures. Amy felt that she should have been the one to show it to them. Amy got mad at Julie for having the same decoration picture on her kitchen wall. Julie just happened to buy the exact same one by coincidence. Amy likes to feel like a special snowflake, doesn't she?
Yeah.
My boyfriend's dad went to help out with the landscaping of their new house. Apparently, Nick's cousin, who was also helping, used the upstairs bathroom because the downstairs bathroom was out of service. Amy was pissed because she wasn't home and people shouldn't be walking around in the house without her there. Yeah, people like your actual husband's family. Cool.
Yeah.
She got upset when my boyfriend and his friend came over to help Nick move furniture from downstairs to their upstairs bedroom. She was upset at Nick because the bedroom was a mess and nobody should have seen it. My boyfriend said he didn't even notice anything messy. Facts. She gets mad when Nick drinks. Apparently, she gives him the crazy eye look when he has a drink in his hand. This one is new. Apparently, she doesn't invite the family over because she doesn't want them to feel uncomfortable. Their house is huge and nice. She doesn't want them to think she has a lot of money. She makes little sarcastic remarks here and there when my boyfriend and I are holding hands or being affectionate. Wow, you guys have to hold hands just to walk inside the house?
That was this woman saying it?
Amy needs to learn to let other people live.
She's doing too much, man.
Amy is a micromanager, a macro manager as well.
Yeah.
She needs to chill.
Oh, man.
She made a remark at James, the other brother, and his girlfriend when he complained his back hurt, and the girlfriend was like, oh, it's okay, and rubbed his shoulders for a second. Amy was like, hey guys, not in front of the kids.
All other people around their kids have to be like sim characters and just NPCs just walking around. They can't interact at all.
No touching!
No touching.
5 feet of space!
Yeah.
No touching!
No speaking, no holding hands, no walking around her house. Nothing.
No affection. We're trying to teach our kids that you're not supposed to like your partner.
Yeah, the kids are not allowed to learn any sort of human affection at all.
We're raising lizards.
Yep.
So yes, these are just some of the things that I hear about her. I've witnessed the comments, but didn't think anything of it. I'm kind of oblivious that way, though. Did she mean something by it? Everyone seems to think so. There's more stories from so many different people. Also, what's strange to me is when she gets mad about something, she never actually communicates directly to Julie or to the family. She tells Nick. And then Nick is the one to call everyone and explain everything. Like, hey, this bothered Amy because X, Y, and Z. What's even more crazy is we all feel so awkward around her because of everything that has happened. However, she has this smile on her face and talks to us like nothing has ever happened. In the meantime, everyone is just boiling inside and is trying to keep the peace for the kids. Nobody dares to say anything. Also, I don't know if this matters or not, but Julie is actually Nick's stepmom. Nick and my boyfriend are half-brothers. Julie has been a part of Nick's life since he was about 6 years old. Anyways, here's the update.
Uh-oh.
Before we get into the update, I just want to say, people like Amy, you just got to ignore them.
Yeah.
Fine. If she wants to isolate herself because it's like everyone else's values are too like despicable for her children to be around, whatever.
Yeah.
But if she's up in your space telling you stuff, just in one ear, out the other.
Yeah.
Not happening, Amy. Sorry about that.
Totally.
On to whatever you were doing.
She can't control what you guys are doing. You can't control what she's doing.
We hardly ever see them. They told us that there won't be any more dinners or sleepovers, but they're more than happy to come over for lunch. On Father's Day, Julie invited them over for lunch. We were going to have a family barbecue with the cousins, the aunts, the uncles, the kids, everybody. Nick was the only one who showed up. He showed up without his kids and without Amy. Everyone said he seemed different and unhappy and just awkward. This was the first time he ever showed up without his family. And this was actually the last time he was at the house, too. On James's birthday, we had a dinner at the house, James being the older brother. Julie and my boyfriend's dad didn't invite Amy or Nick because they just assumed they wouldn't want to come because of the whole situation. Nick finds out about it and was hurt. You guys should have still told us and we would have planned something. Last night we had another get together and Julie shoots a message. Hey, we're having dinner Friday night with everyone. I know because of the situation you guys may not come, but I just wanted to let you know. He responded with, thanks for the invite, but unfortunately the situation is still the same. So why are we upset?
Yeah.
Why are you mad you're not being told about stuff? You literally just said.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. I guess you're gonna. I would try to have an intervention with Nick if I'm his family. If I'm related to him directly. I know OP's just a girlfriend in this context.
Right.
So not a whole lot of weight. Dude, just be like, Nick, your girlfriend is isolating you and your family from the rest of us.
Yeah.
For no good reason.
Yeah. And clearly Nick doesn't actually agree with her because he's showing up without her. You know?
Right. Absurd. Let's keep going. So, yeah, that's pretty much the update. Julie's super hurt because she barely sees the kids. This year, it's actually Julie's turn to host Christmas. Not sure how that will go down. They're still keeping the kids away because I'm living with my boyfriend and that makes us the worst examples of all time in their eyes. I forgot to mention that a lot of the family thinks this might be an excuse to keep the kids away. Perhaps she wanted this all along, not for religious reasons, but because, I don't know, she's crazy. Some were saying how she was the only daughter-in-law for many years, and here comes me and James, his new girlfriend. She has known the family over 20 years, but I think she always kept her distance for some reason or kept her guard up. Absolutely absurd detail that she's known these people for 20 years, and she has to have Nick be the communication channel between her and everyone else.
Yeah, and do we remember how old the kids are again? They're pretty young, right?
I don't think we even got told. It might be in the title.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but
yeah.
Clearly they're young kids. They're grandkids. They're young, impressionable kids who we don't want to teach you to live with your girlfriend. It's so strange, though, because the family is so awesome. James's girlfriend and I click so well with them. I attend all of the family gatherings and even went camping with them this year. And by the way, you can camp out and listen to full episodes with stories just like this. If you go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts or iHeartRadio or wherever you listen to podcasts and search OK Storytime, you'll find the entire archive and you can look through it to your heart's content.
Oh, yeah.
We have a little bit more story left. Honestly, let's just dive right into it.
Let's just do it.
Okay. I guess I don't really need advice. Great. Well, I'm glad we didn't take any time thinking of any right there.
Right?
It's awkward seeing Nick and Amy, but I just keep my distance. It's definitely hard to be around people who are so judgmental, but whatever. I barely see them anyway. To be honest, I just feel bad for their parents. They were so attached to the kids, and the kids are always asking to come over and asking why they can't. They always mention how they don't understand it. They say it every single time they see Julie. They end up crying too every time Julie has to take them home.
Wow.
So yeah, what are your thoughts on the situation? I mean, there's nothing we can really do except to just let it be. I would love to hear what you guys think, though. I think Amy is going to be confused when her kids get older and don't want anything to do with her.
I agree.
Why won't my kids talk to me?
This is going to have some backlash in the teenage years for sure.
You manage every aspect of their lives as a child?
Yep.
Don't be surprised when they're like, please leave me alone.
Yep.
Anyway. Also, they are Catholic. My boyfriend and I don't even believe in God. If I had to choose anything, it would probably be Buddhism. So, yeah, definitely different backgrounds. And that is the end of that story.
I refuse to kiss my pregnant mother-in-law's belly. Now everyone's upset.
As they should be.
Trigger warning, this story is going to talk about miscarriage and accidents. So this is going to sound very weird, but it is what it is. My husband, Jason, 24 male, was born to his mother, Luna, 42 female, when she was 18, almost 19, out of her first marriage. Now, Luna is from a rich Italian family out of Seattle, where people sound like they're from Frasier. So even though that marriage collapsed after Jason's birth, they didn't really struggle in the conventional sense, but they're really, really close to each other. Like he and she do Tom Brady kisses with each other. She does it with his sister too. By the way, this comes from Prego Mother-in-Law, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So we got married earlier in the year, but the entire time I've known Luna, it feels like she's been competing with me. Not in a way for her son's attention, I don't think, but like as a friendly rival or whatever. I don't know how to put it since it doesn't seem malicious, but like 2 years ago, she saw me doing an ab workout and she joined in and kept doing it until she was not only better than me, but had pretty good abs. That's to give you a glimpse as to our relationship. I got pregnant earlier this year, unintentional, but we decided to keep it. And I kid you not, 2 months later, Luna was pregnant too. That felt really weird to me. Who wants their kid to be older than their aunt or uncle? Real life isn't Modern Family. Almost like she wanted to be like sisters who got pregnant at the same time. I miscarried due to a really bad car crash that we were in, and in his grief, it's like Jason completely turned to Luna while I was in the hospital. When I got out, it was really, really weird. Like after visiting his mom's house, he did the Tom Brady kiss with her and then kissed her belly because apparently it's what he did when he was 3 and she was pregnant with his sister. I was freaking out when she asked me to do it too, but I did it to just avoid causing a fight. Since then, I have left his mom's house early whenever we go, making up some excuse or another to avoid the belly kisses. But I have had to do it like 3 more times. She is 6 months pregnant now, and yesterday we visited her house. There, she showed us a picture of when she was 7 months pregnant with her daughter, Rhiannon, 21 female. They were of her tasteful, but some were of her and my toddler husband kissing her pregnant belly. She told us she wanted to do this again, same style, and my husband agreed. Apparently, Rhiannon agreed to do it too. She wants me to do it too, since I'll be the mom of her future grandbabies. I gave a non-committal answer, and when we got home, my husband argued with me on giving his mom false hope, telling me it was an a-hole thing to just not say yes. Okay.
Wow.
So,
well, that makes him the a-hole for not being like, you can say no.
yeah.
He's like, you just need to say yes.
Yeah. Because he can't be mad at leading her on and giving her false hope if he's not okay with the answer being no.
Right.
Like, what? This is just weird.
It's weird. And yeah, she's totally allowed to feel uncomfortable about any and all of this.
Yes.
And not want to participate.
You know, I think it's fine for like a mother to be like, you know, in front of her like little children. I think it's like, you know, whatever. It's just nature and everything.
Whatever, yeah, it's beautiful or whatever.
But as an adult,
it's
like,
not beautiful anymore. It's weird.
The same. It's not the same. Like if my future mother-in-law asked me to do that, I just had to be like in a picture kissing my naked mother-in-law's belly. That's a little weird. I wouldn't be okay with that.
Super uncomfy.
Super weird. I tried to point out to him just how awkward it is and how I don't feel comfortable, but he was having none of it. He hasn't stopped talking to me, but I know he's pissed that I don't want to kiss his mom's belly. But am I the a-hole for how I went about this situation? And we have an edit. Felt like I needed to add this before it came up in every other comment. Jason and I are in therapy regarding the fact that I almost passed away in the car crash. Our baby passed away, and that my leg doesn't work anymore, and that he doesn't think he can move on.
You're not an a-hole for giving a non-committal answer, because I feel like you've been made to feel like you can't say no, which is the answer you would want to give.
Yeah, exactly. Belly kisses just didn't seem like a weighty enough issue given all else that we talk about there. So for all the people who are going to recommend therapy, we already go, and I will be bringing this up there. And we do have some comments, but before we get into those, do we think OP's the a-hole for being in this situation?
Clearly no. It's just like, if you want to like get clarity, just start actually speaking your mind.
Yeah.
And then see how they react.
Yeah, absolutely. So, comments. Number 1 says, wow, never thought I'd have to say this, but not the a-hole for wanting to kiss your unclothed mother-in-law's stomach. Commenter number 2 says, I can't get over the fact that mother-in-law is making her daughter do this so soon after the tragic loss of her own baby and with all of the injuries that she suffered in the accident. Rather sickening. OP responds, the only good thing about my leg being like 95% non-functional is that he doesn't pressure me at all to go to her house when he wants to. Well, that's nice, I guess. Silver lining.
Silver lining.
If you ask why I still go, well, I do if he's had a crap day himself and would rather be by his side. But yeah, we will be going to the therapist tomorrow, and I will point out how messed up it is, and in particular because of what we lost. I do know he'll understand that part at least. And someone else responds, and also for ditching his miscarrying wife in the hospital to go be by his mommy's side and kiss her pregnant belly instead. That would absolutely be divorce worthy for me. I'm not kidding. He would have papers served to him by the next week. She almost passed away in that car crash. Her leg was permanently injured. She lost her baby and her husband left her to be with his pregnant mommy. OP responds, I do want to clarify, he never ditched me in the hospital. He came to visit me every day, but obviously he wasn't there 24/7 because of work. And in case I wasn't there to make us food, he went back to his mom's place. He had ditched me in the hospital. Had he not been there as my crutch for my effed up leg whenever I needed him and gone to therapy, then yeah, I would have divorced him. The thing is, he's been there for me in spite of how weird his mom's gotten about this. Another person responds, sorry, he had to go to his mother's because you weren't there to cook. Can he not cook? OP says he can cook. He initially started going there because he absolutely refused to eat anything. As he told me, he felt that he hadn't appreciated my cooking enough, which made no sense because he absolutely did, and almost losing me made him feel like he didn't deserve food. Oh, wow. But obviously a man has to eat, so he started going to his mother's. I'm guessing his sister told her and she made him come over. And he just latched onto her there in his grief. He still absolutely came to visit me every day. But yeah, I didn't want to go into that much detail, but I made him sound like a dunce. Yeah.
Made a little oopsie, made it sound like your husband abandoned you at the hospital.
Yeah. What can you do? But, yeah, I would definitely not blame him for not being able to cook for himself because he's definitely going through this terrible thing as well.
Right.
But we do have an update. Do you have any final thoughts before we move on?
I think let's just get into it.
Let's just get into it. I brought the issue up in therapy. Thanks everyone for helping me give words to use and helping identifying my own pain. And I think the therapist was shocked. I pointed out how it hurt me to have to kiss a pregnant belly. It only felt like Luna was having to compete with me. Jason seemed really regretful. He apologized, and I know he was holding back tears. He promised that he'd make sure Luna never asked again. I then pointed out how odd the idea of taking tasteful nudes with his pregnant mom was. He got defensive, but at home he told me that I was right and that he'd only do the photos if she was clothed. Still weird, but progress. I also got him to agree that we wouldn't be having kids until we were 100% sure that Luna couldn't have kids anymore. Oh, wow. Unfortunately, 2 days later, my leg's condition got worse. I woke up, tried to stand, and fell screaming and crying. I got hospitalized for 2 weeks and then had inpatient physical therapy for 3 weeks. During this time, Jason regressed back to his mom. The photo shoot was taken and Luna texted me the pictures. She wasn't nude and there were no belly kisses, but it was sheer and uncomfortable, especially with my meds. Honestly, I started Googling divorce stuff until a nurse put my phone away. Oh, wow. After I went back home, it just didn't feel right with Jason anymore. It was like Luna won and had replaced me. I guess he realized it wasn't working and those photos were the last straw. So after a week, he asked for a chance, but said if divorce was what I wanted, he'd go for it. I told him I did because he wasn't the man I married anymore and I didn't think he could go back. He just said, okay, and was kind of frozen as we started the process. Whoa. I feel like that really just escalated fast.
I mean, it can seem that way, but losing a child and then becoming physically disabled and then also your husband is now seeking comfort from his own mother who's kind of way young because she had him when she was 18 and she's pregnant at the same time. That is so much to put on top of a marriage.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense to me that I think it ended with divorce.
I guess I'm just confused why like it seems like it was working out with going to therapy. It seemed like, he apologized. He, came to the realization that it was weird to pose with his mother. But I think I'm confused why the fact that he still took pictures was like the last straw and why that did it.
I think it all comes back to the kid. It all comes back to the loss and that his mom's pregnant. And that there's it's the pregnancy being a thing. And that she was just like, this is weird. And he never saw it was weird. Now it's just like, be true too. It's like, do you want to date a little mommy's boy?
Yeah. Yeah.
That
would make sense. But, oh, man.
Yowza.
But, what else makes sense is you going to Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Apple Podcasts to search OK Storytime. Because you know what you're going to find there? you're going to find full episodes with more stories just like this one. Just
Wow.
search us up.
Wow.
It makes so much sense.
Wow.
But there is a little bit more into the story. I'm just going to jump right into it.
All right.
But then I had a bad fall when I stupidly tried to go down the stairs alone. I hate my leg. And the way he took care of me was like he was himself again. I asked if he still wanted another chance, and he said he did, but didn't think that he could do it here. He asked if I'd be willing to move somewhere far away from his family and leave them behind so we could focus on us.
Oh,
wow.
brother, my guy. Did you know that your problems will follow you wherever you go?
What?
Yeah,
No.
it's not really just that your family exists near you. It's that all of this stuff has happened.
Yeah.
That will follow you.
And I said yes because I was planning on leaving as soon as we divorced. We're moving to Albuquerque because his mom can't go there, and I got a referral to a treatment facility that will help. Honestly, these last few days before we leave for our new life have been just like my old life, except I have a 95% bum leg now, and it's been great having the man I love back. I don't know much about New Mexico, but I'm excited.
All right. It's real dry. It's a little dusty.
Yeah.
It's pretty windy. I hope you like rock climbing.
Well, I mean, she can't with the leg. So. Well. But that is the end of that story.
Yep. My mother-in-law doesn't like me. I don't want her around my future children.
It seems fair to me.
When I first met her, I was very excited because my husband used to talk about his mom a lot, and they had a very close relationship. She seemed like an amazing woman from everything he told me, and when I met her, she honestly reminded me of Mrs. Claus.
Oh.
She had rosy cheeks, short white hair, and cute circle glasses. I was so excited to get to know her personally. By the way, this comes from user throwaway account TT, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, at first, she was very nice and sweet to me. She and I talked a lot upon our first meeting, and I felt like there was a real connection. However, she didn't stay that way, and it was only a facade. When it was announced that my husband and I were engaged, she did not like that. At first, she was opposed to it because she felt like we hadn't really dated that long. It had been 6 months. And I did agree with that. You don't want your child rushing into marriage with someone they haven't been with for even a year. She tried to talk him out of it. And like I said, at first I understood where she was coming from. But after a while, that would be the only thing she would talk about. I would hear him on the phone with her, and I could hear him saying, "Yes, I'm sure," like 10 times. He ended up telling me that she thought I pressured him into proposing to me, which was not even the case. We never even talked about marriage. Yeah, he brought it up in passing, like I would want to marry you one day, but I've heard the same thing from high school boyfriends, so I didn't think much of it. It did start to irritate me a little that she would constantly question him about a big decision like that and try to make him change his mind because I thought she and I had a decent relationship. But when I talked about it with friends and family, they told me not to take it personally because he is her only child, so she's not ready to let go and such and blah, 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 blah. So I learned how to swallow it down, but things only got worse from there. I invited her to go dress shopping with me and my family. I thought maybe if she saw the dresses and whatnot, she would get excited. And she did look at dresses with me, asking if I would like this or that, and she was smiling. So of course, I'm like, good, she's in a good mood. Maybe she's accepting it. While I was in the dressing room, she knocked on the door and came in. She grabbed my hand and got in a very low voice saying, "I wasn't gonna ask this, but is my son paying for that dress?" The way she asked it in such a sweet voice made me not realize her true feelings at first. So I said, yes, he was. And she said, "Oh, well, traditionally, the bride's family does. Blah, 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 blah." So yeah, she's right about that, but he wanted to pay for it. So why were her panties all in a bunch? It was awkward with her after that. Then at our wedding rehearsal, she tells him that she's there for him, and she emphasized it. That really bothered me because she should be here for both of us. Then, of course, at the dinner rehearsal, we did toasts at the dinner instead of at the wedding. Everyone was saying all nice and wonderful things about both of us, and it was really sentimental. His mother gets to make her toast, and all she says is, "I've prayed about this, and I think you need to call off the wedding." Ah!
Oh, no.
The wedding was literally the next day.
No.
I was so pissed off about that. Fast forward 3 years later. My husband was out of town working and his mom's birthday was coming up and she was having a party. Of course, with our history, I was hesitant to show up. We hadn't really had many interactions after the wedding. There had been some awkward encounters, but either way, I decided to show my face at her birthday party. I sent her a little text saying I was going to be in attendance about a week before. I go to the party and I spot my husband's ex-girlfriend there. I had never met her before, but I knew what she looked like. First off, why is she here? Why is she in contact with my mother-in-law? I know exactly why. You want to know why?
Why?
For all my pop culture heads out there, this is a hypothetical Justin Bieber in this story is married to hypothetical Hailey Bieber, but mom wants the marriage to be with hypothetical Selena Gomez, who she had always thought was really the one for hypothetical Justin Bieber.
Yep.
That's all this is.
I completely agree. Thanks for putting it in terms that I would understand.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're
so
welcome. Thank you for understanding. I come to find out my mother-in-law still chats with her. While I was there, I was forced to talk to this woman and pretend to be friendly with her. Then his mom makes this snarky comment to the ex-girlfriend that they dated for 8 years, and that's a really long time to be with someone, blah, blah, blah. As if she was trying to rub it in my face. I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. He dated someone for 8 years and didn't want to marry her.
Ooh, that's a great thing to say.
No. You've been forced into this position, so I can't.
Yeah.
That was the perfect response. I get why it may be confusing why he didn't get married to someone he dated for 8 years, because that's almost a decade, but he told me he just never loved her in that way. She kept bringing up her job and all the things going on in her life trying to make me feel inferior. After that, I was done with his mom. I don't give an F about her. I told him what she did, that she obviously planned for this woman to come so she could try to mess with my head. My husband was also upset that she did that and did stick up for me. It kind of created a rift in their relationship as well. They weren't talking as much, and of course, she blamed me for that. She claimed that I turned her son against her and that he's whipped. Why would she say that about her daughter-in-law? We finally had a sit-down talk about what was going on. We each had a turn to speak about the problem, so I said my part. Then she said her real reason for hating me. She thinks I married her son for his money. She says that when he met me, I didn't have a penny to my name, and that really hurt me because I grew up poor. She's mad that he didn't get a prenup, and it's a standard procedure when someone has a certain wealth status. She said his last girlfriend was perfect for him because they had careers and wealth, and she was blonde. That comment made my stomach turn because I'm black.
Oh, man.
Might as well have just said, man, she was perfect because she had a job and she wasn't black and she blah, and also you're black and blah, blah, blah. I don't like that you're black. Like, what are you talking about? Blonde? You might as well have been like, oh, well, she has blonde hair, blue eyes.
Blue eyes.
You know.
Perfect.
I like the literature she reads.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
That is an absurd thing to
just like slip in there.
I got this sick feeling that it was the real reason she hates me. Not because I was poor, but because of my skin color. She also said that she hopes we never have children, which is something we both want dearly. And I couldn't help but get emotional about that. By the way, you can get emotional listening to full episodes with stories just like this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search OK Storytime. And that's all you need to do.
So easy.
You'll find over 2,000 episodes to listen to.
Wow.
There is a little bit more story left here. Well, actually kind of a decent chunk amount. But like, do you have a solution to this awful mother-in-law?
I don't know what you do with a mother-in-law that is, I don't know what to do with those.
Yeah, I think you just completely disregard her from now on.
Yeah, you'll have to.
Especially if she's like low-key, just...
Yeah.
Not even low-key, just high-key.
Just
telling a black woman that you were like, yeah, his ex was perfect because she was blonde.
Just adding that in as if we wouldn't notice.
Just like,
we see you.
like, and coincidentally, there are no blonde black people.
Right.
Right. Unless you, I mean, well, actually, I don't know. Maybe you can with a very specific
if they have
set
like
of recessed alleles.
Yeah.
I don't know
or if
what
they're like
kind of
albino or something, or have certain pigmentation things. I'm sure it exists.
It can.
But typically.
But that was very much just a underhanded way of saying like, I wish you were white.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And would make sense why she's so anti-you.
Yeah, no one is going to care about someone's hair color if they don't actually mean their skin color. You know what I mean? Like that kind of.
Right.
Right.
My husband thinks I'm taking the blonde part the wrong way, but he agrees the statement about the children is low. Well, dude, yeah, she's not saying anything about the kids if she's not like, I don't want you to have mixed race kids.
Yeah.
So, of course, the hair thing is the same thing.
Absolutely.
How can you get one of those and not get the other one?
They are
That's
connected,
crazy.
my guy.
I realize he grew up in a small town where there's nothing but white people. His mom imagined him with a white woman, and he brings home a poor black girl and marries her in 6 months. It all makes sense now. He keeps saying that she doesn't hate me. She's just stuck in her ways and is very traditional, aka stuck in her ways and very traditional in this context is just...
Yeah.
She's just stuck in her ways. She's very traditional. She hates black people.
Yeah.
But
Like-
it's okay. What?
No.
It does hurt that he can't just call it what it is and stop making excuses for her. I would never in my life try to get my husband to choose between me and his mom because that's just not right. But I seriously don't want this woman in my life, nor our unborn children's lives. He obviously doesn't want that, but I don't know where to go from here. Comment number 1 here. He's going to continuously make excuses for her. You have to decide if you're okay with that. She's not going anywhere. She's and he either doesn't see it as that or he's willing to overlook it. I know you may love him, but to try to keep this woman in your life shows he doesn't care about you. Comment 2, ask your husband why his mother would prefer a blonde. There's no reason. She's being... You deserve the right to not be around her. That ain't your mother. OP said, exactly. We have been over it too many times. He is living in denial because to him, blonde is just a hair color and nothing more. Comments like that tend to go over people's heads who have never been exposed to racial microaggressions like that. But like you said, she's not my mother, so I have no desire to be in her life. Comment 3 says his mom is... He is an apologist. You do what you will with that information. All I will say is do not bring biracial children into this world knowing this. OP downvoted. I think he's just sticking up for his mom and wants to keep the image he has of her just being perfect. I would never want to bring my children into a family where their grandma will make them feel horrible about themselves. Reply, see, just with this comment, you're protecting this man. Why? Well, because he's your husband. Yet his mom can say whatever and he doesn't protect you, his wife. Guys, why are we pretending though like that's not complicated?
Yeah, that is true.
It's not like his mom was just dropping flat out racial slurs and being like, you're disgusting and I hate you.
Sure.
And is being like, well, she's just traditional.
Yeah.
Being told, I don't know. I've been told information about people that completely flipped my perspective on them.
Right.
But the moment I was told it, I didn't just do a 180 and go, okay. It was like it had to bake. It had to sink in. I had to see things for myself.
Right. You got to get more context to the situation. Yeah, but the internet doesn't like to do that.
Right, of
course. The internet likes to
and
be one way or the other.
It is important though,
Sure.
if he's not seeing this, you need to continue to try to make him see this.
Yes.
It's not just like we'll put a well. It's like I don't think he's the devil, but I also don't think it's good that he doesn't see his mom would be to his own children.
In what other situations is he gonna, if people are microaggressive towards his children, is he going to ignore that and let it happen or something? It can cause some other problem.
If the roles were reversed, you would never allow that to happen. He's a grown man. He's not a child anymore. And wife should come before mom because you are now his future. Really decide if a husband who won't protect you is the husband for you. OP says he has stood up for me before, just not when it comes to the discriminatory comment. I can't make him cut her out. It's something he has to decide on his own. If I get in his ear and tell him to cut her off because she's a horrible person, then he'll just be upset with me. I think it's something he has to figure out on his own, and as long as he understands, I won't, nor will our kids be around her. Comment 4 says, ask him if he can truly 100% believe that his mom will indefinitely show your future children love and kindness, that she won't be cruel or constantly make remarks that they're inferior in her mind. And if he thinks your children deserve that treatment because, well, she's stuck in her ways, OP says he thinks that she'll come around when we actually have children because she loves kids, but I don't believe it. Ooh, and I don't want to risk my children's mental health on it. I've lived through a spiteful grandma, and no kid deserves that. There's a reply. It says, has she ever been around non-white kids? OP says, probably not. She lives in a small town with only white people, so unless she traveled somewhere, then there's a possibility. And that is the end of that story.